My name is Chris Boris, the Ghost Doctor, and this time I remastered my old Haunted Hydro episode. This was the first time anyone had ever investigated this popular haunted attraction, and the evening ended up turning into one night that no one will ever forget. Whoa. My name is Chris Boris, and I'm the world's first ghost behaviorist. I've come up with a groundbreaking ghost classification system that brings ghostly contact to a whole new level. So you were involved in that crash, correct? My mission is to get into a spirit's psyche and diagnose the problems plaguing them.
He wants to kill somebody.
Post-traumatic stresses, coping disorders, I've seen it all. I'm here to counsel the dead and the homeowners they haunt. The Fremont Hydro Plant in Fremont, Ohio was built in 1911. At one time, this amazing structure provided the town's power supply before shutting down in 1954. The building sat empty for many years until finally being turned into a haunted house attraction every Halloween season since the 1970s. In 2007, I visited the attraction and had multiple workers coming up to me in order to tell me all their personal stories of all their encounters they've had of spirits in this building. Even though it's documented that no one has ever died on this property, the quirky energy at this location seems to be attracting a lot of wandering spirits in on a regular basis. Over the years, many of their employees have just up and quit after coming face to face with these ghostly entities. Reports here include apparitions of women, doors closing by themselves, and feelings of being watched in their prop room. It wasn't long before I was called into the Haunted Hydro to do an investigation. I was excited to be granted access to this building, and once I arrived with my film crew, the staff was more than accommodating of showing us where all the paranormal hotspots were.
Now this, what you're standing in right now, this is the water holding cell. Now if you turn around and look up, those are floodgates right there. They used to flood the building with those gates and with the turbines and everything. This was actually where one of the turbines used to sit. This used to go run all the way out to the river. And we do have a little special surprise in here.
Our tour was amazing, and it was because our tour guide was showing us all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes to make one of these haunted house attractions come to life.
This isn't your ordinary bathroom. Our bathroom has another monster that lives in it. This is a new room this year. Welcome to the Merry Christmas room.
Oh, that's cool.
Everything's a little upside down around here. We spared no expense on this room.
How many people does it take to run this place on
our shortest night, we will have 41 monsters working. On an average, we'll probably have two people to a room. Normally.
It's also interesting to point out that on site, they have actual human skeletal remains in the building.
There's a group called, and I don't remember what the name of it was, but they were similar to the Knights of Columbus.
Okay.
And they actually use this in their ceremony. This is Ralph.
Now, an item of this nature can definitely be the root cause of a lot of the problems they're suffering because one, there could be a lot of spiritual attachments to it, or two, it can actually draw in a lot of the darker entities since they're coming in and trying to feed off of it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wasn't it originally, before this, it was a medical, they use it for medical science.
Yeah.
Originally.
Now, does anything weird happen around here? Or around it?
I haven't had anything weird happen around me, but I know other people that have. Our security guard runs by this room. He will not walk by here.
Wow. Okay.
He gets as far as there and he runs to the next room. And the other section she does not like is our makeup room. She can't really explain it. She just says she gets this eerie feeling about being in it, especially this part of the room and right inside the door over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
After our tour, I decided to hit up the prop room first since all the hauntings seem to be centralized in that location.
We'll start here. Anybody in the area that'd like to speak to us? We're here to talk to you. If there's anybody in the area, now's your time to speak to us.
I had something fly by the camera. Might have been a bug.
This room's kind of creepy at night, dude. Ugh. I want to find that one room where he said that, What was that? Who's doing that? Hello?
As soon as I started heading down this long hallway, I started hearing all these weird squeaking sounds.
I heard like somebody pulling on a pulley.
Is there anybody here that'd like to speak to us? We want you to pass in front of this meter. Can't tell where I'm going. Ha! We are in the skeleton room now. That is creepy, dude. I wonder how old this thing is.
Touch it.
Touch it? The person who inhabited this body, do you have anything to say to us? If you have anything to say, now is the time. We want you to make your presence known to us. Is anybody getting any weird feelings or anything? I'm not either.
Once pulling out my thermal camera, things got a little bit more interesting.
Is there anybody in here that'd like to speak to us? Yeah, I'm just getting a basic reading on this thing. Now, what is that? Oh, okay, never mind. This thing cannot penetrate glass, and it's funny with that crack there, that's the only heat it's getting.
This meter keeps fluctuating though, like not when I press it, but like just by itself.
Do you lift your finger off of it?
No, I know it does it that.
Is anybody here with us?
Yeah, I just did it.
If there's somebody here with us, pass in front of this meter. Keep it level. There. Oh shit. Would you like to communicate with us? Do you live here? Pass in front of the meter and let us know.
I have the meter right here. Just come closest to me.
We want you to communicate with us. Not getting it anymore.
For a minute it was going freaking bonkers.
It's very frustrating when you get spikes like this to occur and then they just taper off. Especially for me, looking back on this moment now, to see how it's painfully clear how my amateurish approach needed to be fine-tuned so I could get those longer and more fruitful actions I get today.
Do you live here?
Unfortunately, I still had a lot of growing pains to work through before that happened.
That was kind of weird.
Maybe it ran away.
I think it moved, yeah. If anybody jumps out, I'm gonna be pissed off. Oh, here's the upside down Christmas room. Is there anybody in here that'd like to speak to us? Was that the wind, or I thought I heard something? Hello? Can you say anything to us? Now's the time to speak.
Whoa! Freaking bats, dude.
I decided to finish off the evening by sitting quietly in that creepy prop room to see if anything would happen. Little did I realize that something was about to strike. So while sitting there, the camera recording me mysteriously shut off by itself. Then seconds later, we all heard something loud crash on the floor directly behind where I was sitting.
That was freaking weird as hell.
Yeah, it was.
Because that camera just does not turn off by its own. I mean, it usually gives a warning beep or something. It just doesn't do that.
It was instantly clear to all of us that both these events weren't just coincidence, and it spooked many members of my crew.
If that happens again, I'm going up to the car.
I'm going outside.
It's too weird for you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I'm gonna keep this meter right by the camera. See if it shuts down.
God, that was so weird.
Now, I sat in the room for another 20 minutes and nothing else occurred that evening. Camera battery drains are pretty common with ghostly activity. But also having the noise occur just seconds after the battery died reveals that both these events had to be linked in some way. Now remember, our research showed that no one has ever died on this property, which shows us that what's haunting this place are wandering spirits. And these are spirits that are attracted into an area because they are attracted to the type of energy that it's giving off, so they're coming in to feed off of it. Since many paying customers go through a building like this in order to be scared, well, they end up releasing a lot of fear emotion, which these wandering spirits can feed off of, which then turns them into the class of spirit that I have called the parasite spirit. These are spirits that will continually feed on this place, leading to a destructive type of mindset. And of course, the only way to get rid of them is to cut off that food source. And since this is the case, it's a good bet that this 1-2 punch event that we experienced in the prop room was their way of trying to scare us in order to feed off our fear emotions as well. My night at the Haunted Hydro indeed ended on a spooky note. And one day, I hope I can return and finally fill in the missing details of who or what is exactly haunting this location.